All right, here we go. First question is from Rachel. Hi, Rachel. Hi, you two. What were your favorite childhood cereals? As far as variety goes, either the close seconds and third would be Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries or Lucky Charms. But I'm always going to end on Cocoa Puffs. Why? What are you thinking?
Fruit Loops.
Because you are what you eat, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about you?
Fruit Loops.
There you have it. 2 Fruit Loops. Question 2 is from Marisa. And I think it's Marisa, but you're like our biggest fan, and we want to make sure that we're pronouncing your name right. So you should send us. Yes, we love you. Send us the proper pronunciation for sure on this next one, because we gotta be able to say it right, just in case. The question is, how did y'all meet? Your version or mine? I don't know.
My version is better.
Okay, then I'll start with mine. This is the loser version. Okay. I was at a charity event and he was playing on stage. He was a guitar player and I thought, oh, guitar player. No, tired of guitar players. Don't need to date a guitar player. So I went home that night. I was actually staying at a friend's house. And the next morning I woke up and walked down to get my coffee. And here's this same guy, only he's in the living room at my friend's house, teaching his 5-year-old son a guitar lesson.
Son?
So I'm in my pajamas and I'm down there with my coffee and I peek around the corner and watch him working with this kid, and I totally fell in love right there. And then I forced him to marry me. That's not your version?
No.
All right. What's your version?
Well, I was playing and I saw this cute girl. She wasn't even looking at me. And I was like, okay, she's kind of cute, but okay, or whatever. And then after I start playing, we went to a party together. We had the same ride with one of our best friends. And
I forgot about that.
yeah. And then we went to this birthday party. It was really cool because she made up a birthday song on the spot. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. Like,
Just improv.
she's not only cute, but her voice is amazing, and she can figure all that out on the spot like that. That's pretty cool. I was like, okay. And then 2 days later, she saw me in teaching, right? Like she said. And apparently she kind of liked me. I said, okay, she's looking at me. That's cool.
Oh, I was pathetic. I was like, nice to meet you. Let's go hang out.
I like that. And then after that, we just started to hang out and play music and then talk about life. And just from that, I think it was kind of natural that we started hanging out together and dating. And then
Yes.
I proposed, which was
Oh, well,
fun.
there was a little bit that happened in the middle there, but one of my favorite parts about us really getting to know each other, by the way, was when we first played music together. We were at this little bar, and he asked if I wanted to come and play along with this band, and I was kind of grumbling about it, because I don't know, you just never know how that's going to work, but I got up there, and I played a couple of notes, and he played them back to me, and I played a few more notes and he played them back to me, and we had this natural conversation going that I thought was pretty magical, and we ended up playing and hanging out for 7 hours at that place together.
That's right. Yeah, it was for a long time. It was fun.
Love at first sight, second sight, and love at first note, I guess. So that was, yeah. The end, happily ever after. Question 3. This is from Catherine. She has 2 questions. We'll let it slide. What's the weirdest thing, Caitlin, that happened on the Fearless Tour? And do you prefer surfing or music? Well, music is just like brushing my teeth. Both of us, like we've always just done it every day of our lives, so of course that's going to be, but if we can throw the magic of surfing in there, absolutely. The second one, what's the weirdest thing that happened on the Fearless Tour? Okay, a lot of weirdness happened on that tour, but the last tour night show, there's always these traditions of pranking each other as far as the opening act and the lead act. And that was, remember the ending, you'll remember this, on Shoulda Said No, and her arms are out like this, and the waterfall happens on stage, it just goes straight down, it's all water. On the last show, Kelly Pickler and her band were opening for us, and they all came out with shower, like bath rubber duckies and back scrubbers and shower caps, and came out under the water and started like showering in the waterfall. That was definitely a weird one. I loved that. So there's a part 2 for you in here.
Oh.
And Pedro, who in the world would you most like to perform for?
Eric Clapton. Because I started playing guitar watching him on TV. And he was the biggest inspiration for me to kind of like start playing and all that. So I'd love to perform with him one day. That'll be a dream. You can only go as high as a dream, right? So the next question is by Kira. She asks us, what is your favorite song to sing along to? Galileo, Galileo, Magnifico. Oops.
This question is also from Kira, and it says, if you could live in a TV show or a movie for one day, what would it be? And that is so cruel, because how do you even decide that? Because there's like Willy Wonka and you can eat all the candy all the time, or there's like Avatar and you can save nature, or it's like The Little Mermaid where you can be a mermaid and wear seashells. And then there's Friends where I could have no job and still live in that New York apartment that's so beautiful. So I'm really torn. I'm just gonna have to like close my eyes and pick one. And I think it's gonna be Downton Abbey, because I love the clothes, I guess.
I don't know what mine is.
Oh, God.
The next question is from Always Love 28. And she's asking, what was the hardest obstacle, that's a hard word.
It's an obstacle.
You faced while learning your instruments? The hardest one. When I was playing it, I think the beginning when I didn't have the calluses yet, that was not fun. So, and because I teach guitar right now, I can tell that my students always struggle with that. So I think the beginning is the hardest part. And after that, it was just fun, and it still is, especially for her. So, what about you?
Well, calluses are also something that I had to develop on my fingers for violin. But I think that the hardest thing for me, I was really little, I was 4, and when you have those little violins, they just sound like no matter what you do. And so when I could finally pull like a really long, nice, clear note out of it,
Victory.
it took me like a year, right? And then I could do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star like in 2 years.
Oh.
But when I got that one long note, everything after that was a lot easier, because once you can make something sound good, you have this one little victory, you remember what it feels like. So just those big, long, clean bows. And my parents had like tears of joy, and they were able to take their earplugs out, which, you
They're good
know,
ones.
God bless them. Yeah.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. Right, sorry.
So our last question is from Rachel Payne. Hope you pronounced it right. If you had to marry a cartoon character, who would it be?
Well, I would, let me think about that for a second, because I need somebody, like Charlie Brown doesn't have enough self-esteem, and I think like Popeye's got too big of an ego, and I mean obviously Homer Simpson, I would finally get a chance to be the smart one.
Donuts for life. Yes.
Hercules would be fantastic. But I think I would just go with Goofy, because then I could finally look like the one who had it all together.
I guess. Mine will be Jessica Rabbit.
Who?
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit? Well, I got red hair, and I look like her, right? I mean, pretty much like her. Jessica Rabbit.